What is going on, everybody? This is Mr. ML Hats, PhD, coming back to you with another video. So today's video is being sponsored by one of my Patreons, Dan9. Now, on my Patreon page, I have a number of teams that you guys can sponsor if you guys would like to see all the hats that I have for that particular team. And some hats or teams, I should say, I have more of, and some I have less. So feel free to go take a look at my Patreon page, see what I have to offer, and maybe considering sponsoring a team. I have a couple videos coming up today, as you guys can see from the title. Dan D9 is a Yankees fan, or at least he requested to see the Yankees hats in my collection. And then also we're going to have another Patreon. What the? I thought I put this on private. What's up, MTS? Yeah, I'm doing a Patreon video. Obviously, I screwed up, so apparently I must have put it public. So I guess welcome for the ride. This is not going to be a long video or anything, maybe like 20 minutes, because this is a video that Dan D9 requested via Patreon, and I have a Washington Nationals Patreon video coming up, and I also have a Seattle Mariners video coming up. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this. So no shenanigans, no nothing. Obviously, I already kind of screwed up because I wasn't going to put this like live or anything. I was going to set this out for tomorrow, but feel free. So thank you very much, Dan D9, for sponsoring the Yankees via my Patreon page. Thank you so much. With all that being said, sorry guys, I'm a little flabbergasted. I didn't mean to make this go live, so thank you guys so much. So Dan D9, because you requested it, let's get going. So obviously we are doing the New York Yankees, so we're going to take a look at all the Yankee hats I have. The Yankees are probably my second most team in my collection. I would have to say probably the A's or the Red Sox are third or fourth. I have to kind of figure out where I'm at in that sense, because a lot of the times when hats come out, it's either going to be a Yankees or a Red Sox, obviously a Giants or Dodgers, but you guys know I don't really do a lot of Dodgers. So the Yankees probably the second most hats I have of one team. So I have about 28 Yankees hats. A lot of you guys have already seen most of my Yankee hats if you have been following the channel. If you haven't been following the channel, feel free to hit your subscribe button, hit the notifications so you can do that. So here we go, Dan. You requested this video, and I hope you get to see it. I will send you the link because this was your video that you requested. So the first hat I am going to show you, this one did come out just this year, but we have obviously the Yankees. This is the opening day patch for this year. It says March 26, 2020, and it says what a game, and the little baseball right there between the seams. And on the inside, I really like the way that they did this. They have a nice soft sweatband here, feels really nice. You got that nice classical green underbrim. Obviously, most of these are going to be a 7 5/8. Now I feel a little bit better that I have my hat on. So that is the first one. Now with these opening day hats, guys, hopefully you guys were able to pick up a number of them, because I feel like since we're having the type of season that we're having, that they're going to be considered collector's items in the future. So as a hat collector, I try to look for specialty hats like that. The next one that we have is called the Elite Camo series or collection. This was a really nice one. You got the gold NY. You have the American League, National League battling out on the side there between the bats, or between the bat, I should say. You have the Major League little guy in the back, all gold. And if you look at the camo itself, it is a nice black and light black variation. And the best part about this one, see this one, you have to take the stickers off on this one. And I know you guys always, or I tell you never take the stickers off, but when you have a hat like this, you have to take the stickers off, and I will show you why if you haven't figured it out already. Details has the Yankees logo right there. It does say Major League Baseball, and it has the American National League Eagles right there. Freaking awesome. I wish they would have did something a little bit better with the sweatband, since they did a nice classy job with the underbrim. And then, of course, as you guys can see, that lining is a nice silk lining to it. So freaking, they did a great job with these elite camo editions. I got 2 of these in the set. I have the Giants, and of course, I got the Yankees. Now, put this one off to the side there. The next one, this one did just come out this year, but we have the New York Yankees Circle Fade collection. Now, I don't know what it is about these ones. These ones I just liked. I got a number of these, and I just thought it was something different, something interesting. Love how they have the multi-layers of the different kinds of blues coming around in the circle, and then you have the, of course, the outlining for the circle part. Nice traditional navy and navy. Great under brim, so nothing special going on under there. So there you go. Not bad. Now, let's get on to the bag. Those were the couple hats of the Yankees that I found that I was kind of missing. I think, honestly, I'm missing like one more, and I had no clue where it's at. So it is what it is. Eventually, I'll find it. Now, this next hat is called the White on White collection. This is more a gag hat that obviously I'll never wear it, but I saw it at one of the lids in Southern California, so I figured I had to get it because it was a white on white Yankee hat. But the main reason I got it, as you can see from the sticker, it says 8 1/4. So yes, I do count it in the collection. It is a little dirty because that's just the way it is, but I just felt like an 8 1/4 hat, you definitely don't see that all the time. I've personally never seen anything bigger than an 8, so I just thought it was really cool. I know some people said that they've seen 8.5s and whatnot. So anytime I see 8 and up, I'm gonna probably buy the hat. So I have an 8 1/4. Would love to get like an 8 1/8, 8.5 if they actually make it. So freaking awesome. This is made out of 100% cotton, and it is a China manufactured hat. So it's called the White on White. So everything is white. The Batterman, the New Era flag, the Yankee symbol, of course, the button underneath brim, a little dirty. Could probably get some cleaning products to clean that off, or even some wipes that they offer. The next one that we have is this one's called the New York Yankees Ballistic series. This one, I should say Ballistic Camo series. This one was a lids exclusive. So this was the one that you could only get in the store. It wasn't available online to my recollection. So it was an in-store exclusive to try to get you to go into Liz to get one of these hats. So I'm not a huge camo guy. I just felt that this was a very nice, subtle camo because you have all the black on the top. Then you just have the nice camo right there on the brim. And then the camo and the NY underneath, black. This one is 100% polyester. And it's funny. It says crown is wool and the visor is polyester, so and it's made in Vietnam. So very nice one. I don't think I've worn that one for a while, but it's just how it is when you have a bunch of hats. You do kind of lose track of which ones you've worn. The next one I have, it is called the Night Move. This was another lids exclusive, so only available in stores. They never sold this one online or anything. I love how they did it with that like neon green right there. Then you have a nice little yellow, gray, NY. Freaking awesome. And then I love the tinted green eyelets right there, and that neon yellow on the button, nice neon yellow on the New Era flag, and of course the Batterman on the back. So freaking awesome. The only thing they could have maybe did different is carry some of that neon colorness under the brim or the sweatband. I've said before, I think that is going to be a trend of the future, is colored sweatband. So obviously haven't seen it that much, maybe just a couple times. But we haven't seen it like I would hope. Next one we have, this is a very cool one. We have the Hat Club exclusive. This is called the Rally Cap. This was kind of basically done because New Era had the inside out. So basically they flipped everything inside out. Well, I love the fact that Hat Club did the extra step and they got it all right. So you got your sweatband out here on the outside, you got the Yankee logo right there. You got all the tags nicely, perfectly done. You even have the New Era flag right there. Got the green brim on the top, so freaking awesome. So that's your bill color. And then I just love how you got the taping for the new era, everything. You can't really pull this down. I think it's like stitched on, but it's cool. You got the Yankees logo. I left the pin on this one. You got your button actually kind of to look like it's upside down. So there you go. No Batterman on the back, of course, because if you look underneath, you have your nice Yankees logo, and then they kind of did like a half Batterman in a sense. They didn't really put a lot of emphasis on the Batterman to kind of get that right. Now, this is a 5/8, and I will say that this hat does feel a little weird to wear. It almost feels like a low profile, so I haven't worn it yet. I might maybe wear it when I go back to the blue store just to kind of wear it to see if I get any, questions or anything, but something different. And that's what, as a hat collector, I like. So when I saw them coming out with this one after they did the inside out, this one was a lot better. I had to roll with it. The next one, I believe this is called the Italian series, but we have the New York Yankees with the Italian series. So you got that nice forest green with the red outlining. I love the red buttons. I love the red eyelets. And then you got your red new era flag. You got your red Batterman and green on the back. And you got that nice, see, everybody is getting so hyped up on the colored bills. And honestly, I'm not sure why, because we've always kind of had colored bills. We didn't really have like a pink or blue colored bill, but obviously we've had grays and reds and blues and everything else. So not really sure why people were going crazy about the colored bills when we already had them. So very nice one. If I remember right, I want to say this might have came out around Christmas to give it that Christmas colors emphasis, but it is called the Italian collection / series. Sometimes they'll say collection and sometimes they'll say series. The next one we have, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what they called this one. I even looked it up in my tracking, and basically all it is called is the white and red. I don't know. I like the red tint on the NY, so that's kind of why I got it. And working at the blue store, I try to get different things, because I don't have any particular hats like this one. This is the only hat I have this style, but you got a nice black and black, so it looks really good. Even on the back, they have the black, white, and red little Major League little guy, which is kind of like a representation of possibly the Chicago White Sox or even the Cincinnati Reds. White new era flag right there, and then just black and black underneath. Now here is another one that came out around the Christmas time, and this one is called the Kale Red or Kelly Green Red. I think they called it the just red and green series / collection. This was like a Christmas drop on New Era, where New Era was doing like the 25 days of Christmas or something of that nature. So they dropped this one. I believe I got this one on sale, so that was kind of the only reason I got it. But I like how they have the nice NY with the white outlining. Love the red brim with the green, red eyelets, the red button. White new era flag on the back. They got the nice Batterman and that green, white, and red. Underneath, though, as always, they should have put that, my opinion, with the green to kind of match the crown. Could have also left it with the red. I just felt like the gray was not the best choice, but I don't understand why sometimes they go colored under brims and why sometimes they don't. Is it because they don't have the stuff they need to do it, or realistically they just don't really think about it and they're like, oh, we're more concerned about the top stuff. It's called the Red Shadow print. I like that red shadow. Black hats matter. Okay. If it is a low profile, isn't it? The sticker on the brim is different. I would like a Dodgers version of that backwards hat. Late night preview. Johnny G, I actually messed up. This was supposed to be my Patreon video for Dan D9 reviewing the Yankees, and I accidentally pressed public instead of private on the filming. So you guys get a special treat of seeing the Patreon video, which Dan D9 selected the New York Yankees. So you guys are going to see all the Yankees hats I have in the collection tonight. So you guys can all thank Dan D9 when you guys see him and hear him say, Dan D9, thank you for sponsoring the Yankees on the Patreon. That was freaking awesome. This hat right here, big shout out, and it's nice that he's in the house right now. Johnny G sent me this Yankees hat. This was a hat club logo timeline exclusive. I freaking love this hat. You'll see why in just a second, but it has all the different New York Yankee logos throughout the year. So obviously I'm not going to go through all of them, but you got like 1922 to 1933, just trying to see some of the older ones. And I think that's just basically the beginning. And then they've had the normal traditional Yankees logo from 1994 to current. So just take a look at that. I do like the aspect that they have no Batterman on the back. That's kind of interesting. But then it's funny. No Batterman, but they throw a New Era flag on there because, of course, you got to have your New Era flag for your promotional. But so that's kind of shoddy. If they're not going to put the Batterman on this one, they should take off the New Era flag. But freaking love this hat. Has that nice suede green underneath. That's nice silkiness. And then, of course, it does say Hat Club on the tags. And it says Cooperstown Collection, which in a lot of ways, I don't know how you can call it a Cooperstown collection because it's not really a Cooperstown collection because it has all the logos on it. I mean, a Cooperstown collection to me, or, hat is a representation or, the vintage logos, the old logos. So I don't know how they can call this a, Cooperstown collection. These do run a little bit small. These are not available anymore. So it's freaking awesome. If you did get one that was maybe a little too tight, you could just get like a hat jacket and do it that way if you like. But freaking love these hats. They had a couple different ones and I've done videos on that, but we'll talk about that later since this is a Patreon video for Dan D9. So freaking awesome. So thank you, Johnny G, for sending that to me. Now here we go. Here is part of the other reason why I love this hat so much. So I believe it was Lid / New Era. Basically, I would say New Era. Okay, so they did a Spike Lee collaboration. So Spike Lee came out with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different hats that. Because if you guys are not aware, Spike Lee is a huge Yankees fan. He's always at the Yankees game. So he did a collaboration with New Era. And then even at the beginning of the season of last year, I believe it was, because I want to say they were playing in Japan with the A's and maybe the Mariners, I think it was. I can't remember. I believe it was the Mariners, maybe even the Yankees. I can't remember 100%. But Spike Lee was there. He was actually wearing one of these hats. So we have the Spike Lee collaboration. This one right here has all the gold gloves on it. And obviously each year is a representation of when the Yankees won the World Series and what year that was. So you see a 2009 on the front, and then you see a 19. Honestly, I think it says 23 or 29. I can't see. My boomer eyes don't, they always let me down. I want to say it's 23, but this is freaking awesome. I love the freaking green underbrim right here. And as you guys can see, it does say a Spike Lee joint designed for New Era. And then the other cool part about this is that each of these little mitts, they're not like just like glued on or anything. They're actually stitched on. Now, these hats did run a little bit more expensive because... See you later, Johnny. Oh, that's, I guess Johnny's heading home. He had, I guess he just got off of work. Since they had the extra build on the Yankees hats, obviously they did charge extra money because they did the extra work. So it wasn't, to me, it wasn't that bad to pay that extra little bit of money. Yes, 55. I believe that was the highest one. Could have been 60, but I think it was 55 for the highest one. Yeah, it could be a little tax, but it's a Spike Lee joint, design. So very nice. The next one you have is another Yankees hat, and this one just has regular mitts. This one was a little bit cheaper because it doesn't have the gold lining on this. Same concept with the World Series wins. The year that the Yankees won the World Series. So as the inside, this does say Spike Lee, of course, collaboration / joint, black underneath. Now, the one thing that I did say in my original videos, I really wish these were made in the U.S. because, I mean, you're doing a Spike Lee collaboration, but your stuff's made in China. So I know it is what it is, but I wish it would have been a USA made product. It is 100% wool, which I want to say they all are, but we can take a look at this. But this thing is freaking awesome. I have worn these ones a few times, so not too shabby. The next one, this is a good one. This isn't my favorite one. This probably has to be out of all of them, probably the least favorite, but it's a decent one just because they put the cross bats in the background of the baseball. But the baseball is kind of cheaply done in a sense. It doesn't really look like a baseball. It almost looks like maybe like a volleyball or something, but it's a nice concept. And of course, on the front, you have the 09 and 23, and there is nothing on top. It's like they left a lot of room right here where I felt like they could have thrown some of these cross bats like over here just to kind of split it up. So they have like what, 6 right here, and then they got 5, 7, 8 right here, and about another 8 or so right here. So I mean, I felt like they could have taken at least 1 or 2 of these and thrown them right there. So what do you guys think about that? Green underneath. Just for giggles, this is a China-made hat, 100% wool. The next hat we got is the next one in the Spike Lee collaboration, where you have the cross bats. Now with this one, it's actually okay that they left that much room in the front. Maybe they could have did one cross bat, taking it off from like the back, but as you can see, they did equal bats on every panel. So they'd have like 4 right here, 5 right there. It just looks balanced out. So even if they maybe took 1 or 2, 1 from here, 2 from here, 2 from here, it might have made it a little funny. Or even just taking these 2 right here, just throwing them across the front right here. I don't know. What do you guys think? Felt like they could have did a little bit more. But on this one, like I said, it's not the worst thing in the world having nothing on this front paneling right here. Now, my favorite one out of all the bats, and I believe this was possibly the one that Spike Lee was wearing the first time I saw it, but I love the fact that you have all the bats on the brim. That is just an awesome little feature. It is a raised bat on the front, and you got all the World Series years, and it's not too flashy or anything because the rest of the crown is black and black on the sweatband and the brim, made in China and 100% wool. So this is one of my favorite ones. And here is the last one from the Spike Lee collection. This one is okay. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It almost looks like the bat should be in a bat rack to help them stand up, but it's not too bad. I do like the crossed bats in the back above the batterman, so that's decent. They have the New Era flag right there surrounded by the bats. They could have taken those 2 bats right there and maybe just thrown across them like up here at the top, just to kind of give it that little cool extra little imagery, like they did the X in the back, put the X in the front as well. They didn't really need to throw those 2 right there above the New Era flag. I don't think so. So what do you guys think? Black and black. Let me just see if there's anything. Let's see here. Yeah, what is that? I'm trying to sleep. Well, I just so you know, J38, I messed up. I pressed the wrong button. I was working on Dandy Nine's Patreon Yankees sponsored video that he requested. I accidentally pressed the public button. So this was supposed to be a recording, and then I was going to upload it and have you guys watch it tomorrow because I know most of you guys are sleeping. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. But you're going to see all Yankees hats because that's what Dan D9 wanted to see. This is, I believe, and I am pretty confident it is, the first Yankees hat in all of my collection. You guys see how freaking dirty it is. This one would be a perfect project to get some, I think they have these wipes in the hat world that you could possibly use to kind of spruce it up a little bit. Maybe I could get some of those. Also, I could probably use a hat stretcher on this one because this is a 7.5. So it kind of doesn't really fit anymore, but this is the kind of one that I would go out, play catch with minor leagues, but you see how tight it is. So that is a lot of the reasons why I went up to the 7 5/8. But this was the first Yankees hat in the collection. And I remember, if I remember right, I got this one because when I was coaching minor leagues in baseball, one of the teams he was on was the Yankees. So I was the coach. So I bought myself a Yankees hat. So it's all dirty, obviously, but you don't have no New Era flag right here. You got your Batterman right here, but as you can see, like I said, the most important part, no New Era flags. So I believe that means that it's prior 2016. I've had this hat for such a long time, and this is, I believe, it should be made in the USA. Of course, yes, made in the USA and 100% polyester. So this could be a good hat to clean up, see if those things that I see everybody else kind of throwing out there actually work. And I'm only not saying the name right now because, like I said, this is Dan D9's video, and I'm not doing any shenanigans or goofiness because he sponsored it on Patreon, so he deserves that much. The next hat I got, this is called the, I believe it's called the Stadium Collection, and Ultimate Patch Collection. Is that what that's what the tag says right here. I got this one solely based because you guys know I don't like white hats. I really like the fact that it had this stadium right there on the side of when the New York Yankees new stadium opened up in 2009. That was their inaugural season over there. Dang, has it already been like 11 years? Is that correct? 11 years. Holy crud. So anyway, so that's why I got it. I have not worn it because I'm just not a fan of white hats. I do wear a white hat every occasion, but yes, not a fan of white hats. But then they go gray underbrim, black sweatband. I know 100% cotton, made in China. That is almost kind of funny to me that they go with the gray sweatband, black sweatband, and the gray bottom, with the rest of it being white. So the Ultimate Patch Collection, these were good hats. I like the fact that they put the stadium on the side. The next hat we have, I got a bunch of these of different teams, but because some reason I really liked them. But we have the 2018 All-Star Game hats when they were playing in Washington, D.C. that year. I believe that is the year that Bryce Harper won the home run derby when his dad was pitching to him. And I leave the tags on, so that means I probably haven't worn this. And if I did wear it, I did leave the tag on. I don't know why. I just love the pinwheel effect on this one with the white, the gray, and the navy on all of them. To me, they looked really good. You got those, I want to say they're gold stars, but they could be kind of silver. If you look at them, they don't really have a straight gold coloring to them. It's more like a silver coloring, but I could be a little bit wrong. But I got a number of these hats because I actually liked them a lot. You got the nice green underneath. You got a white sweatband, 7 5/8, of course. This does say engineered exclusively for major league players, but it's made in China and it's 100% polyester. And if I remember right, these were actually the on-field ones that they wore. So I'm not really sure why it's considered, why it's saying it's made in China, because I would have thought it would have been made in the USA, but it is what it is. The next hat I got, this was probably, those fit right as hell. The stars are awesome on those. The next hat I got, I want to say was probably the second Yankees hat because this one is hella old. This hat is, I actually was fortunate enough to actually go to Yankee Stadium with my nieces a couple of years, and I did the hat review. That was one of my first hat reviews at Yankee Stadium right before the game started. I did the hat review on this, so the video is like 2 minutes long, 2 or 3 minutes long, nothing special. But we got the the New York Yankees DJ3K. So when Derek Jeter got his 3,000th hit, I wanted this one a lot because I also have the jersey to go along with it. So whenever I wear that jersey, I wear this hat. The only problem is it is a 7.5 official on field, engineered exclusive for major league players. But then if you look at the tags, made in China, 100% polyester. So I don't always get that part where it says official on field. From everything I've learned, doing hat stuff, it says that, if it's on field, it's supposed to be made in USA, but clearly it's not made in the USA. So I don't know. Obviously, no New Era flag because that is where they put the Derek Jeter. Now, if that would have been probably made today, it probably would have been on this side because they would have been putting the New Era flag on this side where the patch is. And then, of course, you got your Batterman in the back. Let's see how this fits. Black and black. Yep, this one is really freaking tight. This is another one that I could nominate to do a hat stretching video if I ever get a hat stretcher. or doing the cleaning product video. The next hat I got, let's see here. Let me make sure I get the name right. I believe I know the name, but I want to just make sure. Yeah. The next one I got, and I got two of these, but this is called BAM, the Fractured Metal Series / Collection. Really like this one. I want to say I got this from New Era. You guys can see that I have the Giants one right there as well, but I really freaking like this. Just something about these with that fractured metal. It is like a hard metal, so it's actually really cool. It is heavy, front heavy, I should say. So not too bad. 5/8, a little bit loose, but shoot, compared to this one, holy crap, this thing feels like it's almost too big now, but freaking love these. I don't know if any of you guys got these, but really freaking nice. Pretty basic around the sides with the white New Era flag. You got your standard Major League little guy in the back there. Black, navy underneath, and the crown and the sweatband is black. Genuine merchandise. And it is 100% polyester, made in China. So freaking love these fractured metal hats. So freaking awesome. Got a few more here for Dan D9's Patreon video. That is why doing this Patreon level, I had to make it a little bit higher because I have more Yankees hats and it would take me a little bit longer to put together in the sense of collecting all the hats. So next hat we got, and I did a funny little video on this one, but you know, you guys could go check it out if you like. But we got BAM, the New York Yankees Prism Series Collection. This one came out, I want to say about 2 years ago, give or take, because I did the video about a year to a year and a half ago. And I got one color of all the colors that were out. So they had like a red, a green, a yellow, orange, the blue, of course, and I think those were it. They also had some I believe there's a purple one as well. I don't think there was a teal, but they also had a spring collection. Never really had a chance to get all the spring collection ones. I did see a Mets one colors on the 59Fifty stickers, and I felt, you know, if I was going to get a blue hat, I felt like the Yankees are my blue hat team, just like I got the A's and the green one, because it makes sense. I got the Giants and the orange one. It makes sense. So there you go. You got the New Era flag isn't so blue. It's more of a navy. So that matches the NY right there in the front. And then you have your Batterman in the back. Look at that. I even have a little dust on that. Gonna need to kind of spot clean that a little bit. I have worn this hat, I think, at least once. And then I love the taping. They even went as far as putting all the taping blue as well, blue sweatband, blue underneath. It was like I said, you guys, I don't understand what the issue is or what the fad is with the color underbottoms. We've always had them. We never went goo goo gaga over them before. I even love the fact they did all the tags in blue as well. So that is a nice touch. They really went all out on making everything, you know, going together for that prism color look collection, as they would call it, and just a hint of the navy for the Yankees. So not bad. So put that one on. Look at that, dude. Perfect. I think if you were going to get the Prism one, you could have got the Yankees, obviously, for blue. You could have got the Cubs. That would have been a nice one. Another blue team, obviously, probably be the Brewers. That could have been a decent blue one as well. Now, the next one we got, I don't think this really has a name, but this is a trucker style 59Fifty. I just freaking like this hat because it's a trucker style, so it has that vent. Everybody says they want to feel a little cool wearing this hat. What's up, Preston? How you doing? MTS, if I didn't say hi. J38. We also have Al Jonathan Campos. He's hanging out here. So Johnny G, I know you're driving home, so drive safe, bud. So here we go. This is the trucker style hat. I freaking like these. I do have a couple of these trucker style hats. Feels really good in the hot days. Honestly, though, I don't wear it this one as much and because of the white sweatband. So if I'm walking around, I'll wear it. But if I have to go do yard work or anything like anything else, most of the time I'll wear my bucket hat, honestly. This is a good, though, for walking around the store, walking around wherever you go to give yourself some ventilation. So freaking nice on that one. Now this one, this one I haven't worn. I bought this one in Southern California last December when we were down there, and I basically got this because it was a good price and it was different, and I thought it would be freaking awesome to get. But we got, bam, the New York Yankees Levi 501 collection. I don't know if it's actually 501. It does say Levi's right there. I don't know why it has a blank tag, but then underneath it, it's all red. The other interesting part about this, so you have like the denim style look going right here with the front of the brim. You have the jean look going with the crown itself. But if you notice, it's a 7 3/4. Now, normally I'd wear 7.5, 5/8, because make sure I can get the right fit. But with this one, having a 7 3/4 actually doesn't even feel that loose at all. So with me wearing a 5/8, this is 3/4 because of the material and the way it was done. It actually fits really good. Not too bad. Obviously, I'm not going to go like surfing in it because it will easily fall off. You got a white New Era flag right there. The only thing they could have did differently on the Batterman, make them red because of the Levi symbol. And then they do have a little Levi tag right there. So that is a nice little look on that one. So yeah, so 7 3/4. Yeah, it is a little big, but my hair's not grown out or anything like that, but it still fits that way. And it's a 7 3/4. Okay, this one's a nice one. This one just came out this year. I want to say around March time. This one is called I believe it's called the Home Plate Collection, and they have on these ones they have the year that the team was founded. So in 1903, the Yankees was founded. I got the Dodgers and the Giants and the A's as well. What the heck? So freaking nice, just that nice gray, navy, white, looks really good. And then if you look at the back, it has navy, white, and whatnot. Oh, T-Ball wants to say hi.
Hi.
Okay, can you say thank you, Dan D9?
Thank you, Dan D9.
Okay.
Oh, can you tell my brother, can we have a Pokemon battle, please?
Yes. Sorry, guys.
More cards.
Sorry, guys. T-Ball want to say hi. So there he is. So these are freaking nice. These were, I believe, an in-store exclusive at the Blue Store. So if you hadn't gotten them, the only way to get them was at the Blue Store. I still haven't seen them online. Now, I know with everything going on, the online system right now is kind of a little weak, if you ask me. They basically, from what I could tell, have not put anything new on the online section of it all. All right, guys, we're coming down to the last 3 Yankees hats. So like I said, thank you so much to Dan D9 for sponsoring this video on Patreon. The next one, this was part of a drunk order. If you guys are not aware, I do a show called Baseball, Beers, and Bullshit, where I basically drink beer, I have some fun with you guys. You got some hats, we talk sports, and sometimes we go for a couple hours, sometimes we go for 5 hours like yesterday. And sometimes after I do these shows, I've had a little bit to drink and I'll go buy some hats, called a drunk order. Anyway, so these hats were on Hat Club for quite a while and I low-key liked them a lot. I just didn't think that they were really worth the $40. So I never did, 10 finger the hats. And eventually the hats did go down to like $10. And I'm like, for $10 sold, I'll take them. But we got the New York Yankees Lenin series brought to you by the Hat Club. So there wasn't a lot of information on these hats about like why they came up with this concept, what it was supposed to be about, or anything that I can recall. But like I said, I did wear one of these hats to the Blue Store one day. Surprisingly, I really didn't get a lot of comments about it, and I was actually kind of surprised. You would think like somebody would say, man, that's an ugly hat, that's a cool hat, what the heck is going on that hat, or where did you even get it? And I didn't even get any of that. See here, hope you being a good little bud. Drunk pies, those are the best. Hi, T-Ball. I don't own any trucker hats, I don't know why. Thank you for the shout out. You're welcome. Hey, Preston, what's up, bud? Preston, hi, everyone. So just to catch up with you guys a little bit. So I really liked it. And like I said, $10, worth it. 40, not worth it. So that's why it took me so long. The only thing, obviously, and I've said this a lot, so it's just repetitive. Could have did the brim the same way as they did the front. I wonder, like on a cost factor, cost variation, how much more does that cost to put the top and the bottom the same? Is it really that much of an inconvenience also in the production of it? The worst thing about that hat is the Yankees logo. Preston, I don't know if you were here, but the Yankees hats were a Patreon sponsored video. So on my Patreon page, I have a number of teams that if you like, you can sponsor, and then I will show you all those hats in that particular video. So that's what this video was about, and I accidentally pressed the public button instead of the private button, so you guys get a special little treat. I wasn't going to do any monetization on this video for at least 2-3 weeks anyways, because Dan D9 wanted you guys to see this video. So sorry, Dan D9, that you weren't able to make it, but I know you'll see it eventually. So the next hat, we have another Lenin series hat, and I believe this is my favorite one. It is kind of hard to tell because you look at the next one and you're like, that's kind of a good one too. This one, probably just because the colors are a little more vibrant. I have no clue what's going on with the designs, like what they're supposed to be. Maybe, obviously, it's called the Native Lenin series, so representation for Native American, sewing. Could be the Aztecs. I'm really not sure. Like I said, there was no information on why Hat Club decided to go with this. Also, the Batterman, they could have did something different with the Batterman. If they're going to do the funky patterns on the rest of the hat, they should have did that with the Batterman. So maybe funky isn't the right word, but you guys understand what I'm trying to say. And then, of course, really basic underneath. So I think this one was my favorite one, just based off of the little bit more of the brightness. The other ones are more of a subtle type coloring on them as well. And the very last one in this Yankees Patreon video is, I like to call this one, I guess, the sarape one, just because it reminds me of like a Mexican sarape that you would wear with all the colors and everything, the lining, that the sarapes that you would wear have funky designs like that. A lot of them do go cross line like that. You do kind of can have some zigzag lining as well. So freaking awesome. It does run a little bit small. So as you can see, this is a 5/8. And it runs a little bit small. So just so you guys can see, I actually still have the price tag on it, $10 from Hat Club. So you cannot beat that. So $10, great deal. Hopefully you guys got them. If you wanted it, even as a joke, $10. I don't know about you guys. I buy hats if they are cheap, just to buy them. And I know that sounds weird because we don't all have money to throw away like that per se. But considering that if you're going to be a hat collector, and hats typically cost about $40+ and you can get one for $10, and like if you're like me, all the hats I wear sometimes, or not all the hats, but some of the hats I'll throw on for the day, like this one. It's more of a thing to get people to talk to me, to ask me about the hat, to potentially maybe bring up the YouTube channel. So everything's kind of connecting. And these kind of hats for $10 is well worth the small little investment. So if you were thinking about, just wanting to start a YouTube thing, or you just want people to talk to you because you're looking for somebody to talk hats, because you're looking for other hat aficionados, wearing this kind of hat definitely could get some talking going. So one hat I wore at school one day, a minor league hat, and the teacher, who doesn't care much for baseball, doesn't wear hats, started talking to me about the hat because he actually liked the hat. So that's what it could do for you. So again, let's see here. Let me just read the $10 hats. Go to Ross. We're not all cool like you, J38, and we don't all have good Rosses. My Ross would not have any of that stuff that you put. That's how I get my Fun Cup Series Sculpa hats, $10 hats. Talk to Jay, right? No kidding, right? Poncho Vibes, yes, that's the one. That's the blanket I have on the bench of my truck. Sick hats for real. So you guys, again, thank you so much to Dan D9. Remember to tell him thank you again for sponsoring the Yankees in this Patreon video. So thank you, Dan D9. Thank you, everyone, for staying with me tonight and actually joining the live Patreon video. So accidentally did it, but I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me and talking. So again, thank you. I will see everybody on Thursday for our normal weekly podcast. And again, thank you to Dandy9. And I do have the Seattle Mariners coming up on a Patreon video, and MTS has sponsored the Washington Nationals. So I will be showing you Washington National hats and Mariner hats as well. So stay tuned for that. So this is Mr. ML Hats, PHC. See you guys later and good night. Thank you again, Dandy9, Patreon video for the Yankees. Good night.